You'll notice that the needle has two portions to it. For the purposes of this video, the orange portion is the part that you would use if you were to do an injection. This is the portion of the needle that would go into the patient's mouth. The white portion down here is the portion of the needle that will be attached to the syringe. If there's ever a question as to which portion of the needle is attached to the syringe, you'll notice that the length of the portion of the needle attached to the syringe is much smaller in comparison with the portion of the needle that will be inserted into the patient's mouth. Okay, so the first thing I start with when I am setting up a syringe is I take the recapping device and the needle, and while the needle is still capped, I push it through the recapping device like this. And I grab the needle from the opposite side of the recapping device, and I loosen the edge of the needle like this. And then using the one-hand method, which we'll go into more detail with later, I just lightly recap my needle and then start to set up my syringe. So just to go over the parts of the syringe again, we have the thumb ring, the finger grip, the piston and harpoon, and the needle adapter. We also have a carpule. So, but when setting up my carpule, my syringe, I start by placing my index finger and middle finger on the finger rest, and I put my thumb in the thumb ring, and I pull back on the thumb ring just to get a sense of what it feels like when you are pulling back on the thumb ring. You'll feel it kind of bounce back and forth. When you're setting up your cartridge, you want to pull back on the thumb ring and hold it back. Take your carpule, and you're going to place it inside like so, and then you're going to let the thumb ring come back up, and then you're going to hold the finger rest, also grabbing the thumb ring, and you're going to lightly grab the carpule and just do a little twist to make sure that the harpoon is engaged with the carpule. Another way to test this is just to lightly pull back on the thumb ring and see if the carpule moves with you, and that's how you know that the harpoon is engaged with the carpule. So looking at the carpule, you'll see that one end has a rubber stopper. This is the end that you want to make sure is engaged with the harpoon. At the top of the carpule is a more metal edge. This is the part that you want to make sure is close to the needle adapter, and that is where the needle will insert into the carpule. Next, I will show you how to attach your needle to your syringe. So what I do is I grab the needle recapping device, and then I grab the back of the needle that is safely capped. I then take the edge of the needle and uncap it, like so. And you're gonna put the recapping piece down, like so. And then I grab my syringe and I attach the needle to the syringe. And you just twist it until you feel it engage. And then that is what it looks like. And normally when you put your needle down, you want to actually put your needle down so that the large window is facing down. When preparing for a procedure, you want to take your syringe and also take the safely capped portion of your needle and lightly loosen the cap from the syringe so that when you are ready, you will be able to pick up the syringe easily, like so. And you would then hand your needle to the dentist. If you were an assistant or if you were a dental hygienist, you would be able to go ahead and go in and do your injection. When you are done with your procedure, you want to use the one-handed scoop method to safely recap your needle. What this means is that you would take your needle like so, and you would simply scoop it back into the cap and then press down to make sure that the needle is safely recapped. You don't want to go in with two hands and recap your needle because you run a risk of sticking yourself with a needle that's been exposed to a patient. That's why it's very important to use the one scoop method. Now I will show you how to disassemble a needle. When you are done with your procedure, you will pick up your syringe and grab the safely capped portion of the needle. You will then twist the needle until you see that it is disengaged from the syringe, like so. Again, using the one-hand scoop method, you will grab the other portion of your needle cap and you will place the needle into the needle cap with one hand, again, as to prevent needle sticks. You will then take the needle out of the recapping device and put it in a sharps container that you have previously brought to your station.